let's talk about some concerns still coming into the training camp in a couple weeks for the Detroit Lions that I still have. Shout out to DeAndre Hopkins, signed with the Tennessee Titans. So I think there's concerns offensively and defensively, and then at the end of the day too, I think concerns can be created in training camp because you got a lot of soft tissue injuries, a lot of season-ending injuries, even more now than ever since they signed this new collective bargaining agreement and they agreed to practice less and not do two-a-day padded practices and stuff. Injuries been going up, so a lot of people think less practice, less injuries, and it don't work that way. Sports ain't conventional, and that's why a lot of owners struggle in sports being successful, because they think 1 + 1 is 2. When you get into the sports business, and I spend this amount of money, I should get this result, but it don't work that way. But let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like there's concern just what you're going to get with explosive plays down the field. I know they plan to do some things with Jahmyr Gibbs. I know St. Brown could be a weapon down the field. Khalif Raymond ain't really shown to be that weapon down the field. He's been more of an underneath receiver. Josh Reynolds is really their deep threat. I know a lot of people banking on that North Carolina kid coming in doing something. You really can't then bank on somebody that was drafted in the 6th or 7th round, in my opinion. I don't think that's ideally smart. So really, they gotta into Jameson. Even when Jameson Williams come back, it's still a concern because him and Goff ain't really clicking. Him and Goff ain't really clicking yet. And then if he gone for 6 weeks, unless they throwing on their own privately, that's gonna take some time to get to clicking. And they may never click. So that's something to think. That's something to think about for a minute. So, I mean, just the threat of being able to get the deep ball, and maybe in training camp they'll see that it ain't working. But then again, we seen throughout the Goff first training camp, they had issues throwing the ball down the field, and they waited to the last minute to get Trinity Benson, and he never really got acclimated. They went into the season. Tyrell Williams went down, and it was a wrap. It was hard for them to generate passing plays down the field. And I just think, that's their biggest concern outside of potential injuries. They're going to do a lot of creative things underneath with Laporta. They're going to do some yak things with Laporta, some yak with St. Brown, some yak with Jahmyr Gibbs. But really, your deep ball is really predicated on St. Brown and Josh Reynolds. And your explosive plays is going to come underneath from St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Sam Laporta. And I also think a dark horse to get down the field and make some things happen with the deep ball is going to be James Mitchell at the tight end position. But as far as how they going to generate plays down the field, I think that's a cause for concern. But other than that, that's about it. Offensively, Goff going to give you healthy. You know what that's going to be. But defensively, you get to talking. I think that there are some concerns. I think the biggest concern is how you're going to generate pass rush up the middle of that defense, in the middle of that defense. That's the biggest cause for concern. How you generate pass rush from the middle of that defense. I think that's the biggest cause for concern. How can we generate pass rush from the inside of that defense? So that's the number one concern. So you count on Broderick Martin, Josh Pascal, hopefully Levi Onwuzurike can give you some pass rush inside that defense. That's the number one thing. And I don't know if you can compete. They high on Broderick Martin, the rookie we got at Western Kentucky, somewhere in the middle rounds. They high on him. But like I said, I ain't counting on no rookie. Josh Pascal healthy. He got a taste last year. He did make a difference on the line. So, that might be something to look at. That definitely might be something to look at. I think he'll provide, but is he big enough to hold up for an entire season to depend on? Nah. And Lee McNeil trying to drop some weight, and Lee Vonazorki. So I feel like they should have addressed that a lot more inside of that defense. But maybe they know something we don't. But we already know what I call Brad Holmes a day late, $1 short on trying to fill some of these holes in the defense. So that's their biggest concern overall, is the interior of the defense. If they're able to generate some pressure and not count on Aiden Hutchinson on the inside and outside, if they're able to generate some pressure on the inside of that defense, if they're able to, get some pressure on the inside of that defense, I think that I think Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston and Romeo and all them other guys, even Pascal on the edge, Kaminsky, they should be able to eat on the outside passer. But they need that presence on the inside, not just a whole bunch of space eaters and run blockers. They need guys who gonna be able to pressure on the inside. So I think that's a huge thing right then and there. That's huge. But and then my other concern is the secondary. Everybody say on paper the secondary look good, but you got a lot of faces, new faces in there. How they gonna use all these safeties? Brian Branch, Tracy Walker coming back, Gardner Johnson. You got Emmanuel Mosley, the kid you got from Pittsburgh. So how are these guys gonna gel? Because in the secondary, you gotta gel, you gotta communicate, and the front end and the back end all gotta work together. So it's communication on how all that's gonna work. So how quickly they gel and how healthy they are, and how quick that Emmanuel Mosley come back and get healthy. I think it's just the gelling part and Mosley getting healthy and how they all click together and click with the front end. So yeah, I think those they really concerns. I'm already concerned about the linebacker core. It is what it is. Rodrigo's right now the best linebacker on paper. We'll see what Jack Campbell can do. You know what you're getting from Alexander Zoni, whatever his name is. He's solid, but we'll see if Jack Campbell can implement. But that's a hard position to transition to. I think they're pretty straight there. They like their linebackers. They know what's expected of them, but it could be a cause for concern. But the number one cause for concern on this whole team is interior pressure from the defensive line. So yeah, that's the number one thing right then and there. So yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support, man. Like I said before, hit the link tree, find me everywhere. Check my new channel out, Goodfella TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment around the world. And I got a new channel too, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89, two threes instead of 2 E's. Peace.